TJ Flores. TJ, another hometown winner here in Vegas. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Welcome, Georgia.
You know, you and BJ, racing in the same town, and we got some talent living here, man.
Yeah, it's Vegas is kind of the mecca for off-road. I'm just fortunate enough I get to go race, and I started out racing, and I was wrenching on BJ Baldwin's car back in late '90s, early 2000, and he raced Class 10 Beam Cheneth for Butch Dean, and just worked and fortunate enough to get to do this.
Well, let's start out with, let's let the fans kind of find out a little bit about TJ Flores. Where did you start racing? We started with what?
I started racing BMX bikes in 1983. Used to be USBA was like first race I raced in Reno in the fairgrounds there indoors. And I think we had to push the bikes up and down the hills because we couldn't ride them up and down the hills. But that's when I first started racing. And then like '86, I think I won state champion. Like 6-year-old expert or something like that in '86. And '87 or '88, wow. I was like third in the nation. And then kind of moved to Vegas. I had family went through some hard times, moved to Vegas, and '91 we seen. I was at Gene, Nevada, coming into town, and happened to be just the Nissan 400 was here to race, and got to see Ivan. The first time I've ever seen anything like that was like Ivan Stewart, Walker Evans, all these guys come barreling down the asphalt right there behind the casino, and just fell in love with it from then on.
So your first car, what did you really race at first?
I raced a 5/1600 in 96. Me and my buddy Mike Dunn in high school built a 5/1600 car and raced that while we were still in school. We worked nights and worked all night long building it ourselves. And our parents didn't help us out or nothing. They encouraged us, but they didn't financial help at all. And then got out of high school and worked. Welded it. I was a welder by trade and just kept working. And then one day. Butch Dean's son, JC, called me and says, "Hey, you know how to weld? And go see my dad. He needs somebody." And went over there and that was like '99 and just went from there on.
So let's take '99. How many years you spend with Butch?
13 years. This 2013 is the first year I've gone out and opened my own shop, Champion Raceworks. It's we've been open 3 months now, and it's pretty incredible. I got 3 employees working for me, and I think we prep 5 full-time cars, and 6,500 square feet of a prep shop and then 6,500 square feet of fab.
Well, let's go back those years at Butch's shop. You worked on your own race car. You did your own work. Let's talk about, there's people out there probably don't know, you have some big wins under your belt.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been to Valley Performance. It's probably the most historical off-road shop out there. He's had the who's who of off-road race through his shop. It's nothing fancy. It's lean-to. You're outside in the elements prepping cars, and I worked on everybody else's cars during the day, and after 5 o'clock, he let me work on a race car and got to go race. And the only thing I had to pay was my entry fee and fuel, and he paid for everything else.
Let's talk about some victories. I know you've won some big major races.
Yeah, and been fortunate enough to be with the team that like BJ Richardson and sat with him a lot of miles. We won like the Baja 500 in 2006 and the Score overall points champion in 2008, Best in Desert overall points champion in 2006, and then 2009 I stepped up from racing a local series Snore to go to Best in Desert, and we went out there and we won a championship in 2009. First won it overall points. We won Vegas to Reno when we won a lot of races that year.
A lot of stats, man.
Yeah, so very fortunate to just get the opportunity to go do this. And I didn't grow up with any money or nothing like that, so it just worked hard and it just kept the right people around me.
Okay, so now you move on. All those years with Butch, you learned a lot.
Oh yeah, the man taught me everything I knew. I wouldn't be in this position where I'm at right now to take on my own shop, and the challenges of just running a shop and then racing on top of that and putting together a new team. And we moved up to Trophy Truck this year from Class 1, and in Class 1 I think we were a total of 7 championships between Best in Desert, Score, and Snore. So and then moving up with the lady from Arkansas, we bought one of the Baldwin kind of prepped cars from Bill Macbeth, an SPD, and one first race out in it was the HDRA night race, and we qualified number 1 and we won it, overall, and I was stoked. It was just a dream of a lifetime to step up to that.
So the lady from Arkansas, Stephanie, she comes out here racing UTVs and goes from UTVs to trophy trucks. Pretty.
Yeah, one of my friends, Shaggy, is friends with her, helps prep her UTVs and stuff, and she was kicking around wanting to go trophy truck racing, and he suggested me to, if you want someone to drive that does it all, does everything himself, and doesn't want to just take you to the bank pretty much, and then we hooked up, and she helped me out last year to go to King of the Hammers to afford to go, and then after that, she called me and says, I want a trophy truck, and we just, I said, well, I know if we're going to get one, we got to get the top. You can't just build one and expect to go win races. So we approached Bill Macbeth, bought his, and then kept it under wraps for a little bit until we got a chance to actually go out and drive it and, say, hey, we're going to go do this. And, and now she's full bore. I mean, she raced the man. She rode the first lap in her UTV, got out of that, and then rode with me in the truck. And, I think it's a good partnership for a long time.
I hear a little talk about the Baja 500.
Yeah, we're going to race the Silver State 300 is our next thing. We focused last year was, when we got the truck, we're just going to do best deserts, in the States, and kind of put a team together so, 2014 we can go do Mexico and, be a team to go and win races. We don't want to go up there and just to show up, we want to go there to win. So this year we're trying to plan and put together a budget to go race the Baja 500, and with qualifying and all that, I think that's a great opportunity for us to have a chance to go win that race.
So this year? Right?
Yeah, this year.
Coming
I think in 2013, I think we're going to try to tackle the Baja 500 and, just test our team out and see where we need to improve. And, and with qualifying, I think, we can qualify with the top of them. So, and we definitely have one of the best trucks for Mexico. I mean, so I think we have an opportunity to win this race.
And you like the idea the trucks are separate, qualifying.
Yeah, I like when we're all together. I mean, it separates it. I'm a buggy guy. Raced Class 1 for a long time. I think the buggies and trucks should qualify together because there's 20 trophy trucks that shouldn't be there, honestly. There's 25 fast ones and 20 slow guys. I mean, not to be rude or anything like that, but the Class 1s get the shaft.
Well, we've had,
That's the truth. It's the Class 1s do get the shaft on it. There's 10 fast Class 1 cars that could qualify with the top trucks, and I do believe in Baja the Class 1 cars could run up front. We just start an hour behind the trucks and had to follow all the slugs. So
the shop now, new shop, you got it all going, lifts and everything, and you're in Henderson? No,
we're actually in out by Nellis Air Force Base.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I said, it was 13,000 square foot shop. I got 6,500 square foot where the floor is epoxy just for prep, absolute clean. And then the other side is 6,500 square feet for fabrication, so we can maintain the cars and, create a top quality place.
Well, once again, TJ, thanks for joining us on Dirt Live.
And
we really thank you for getting us started when we first started the show, you and BJ, and keep up the good work, and we'll see you at the 500.
Thank you guys. I'm fortunate that you guys invited me on the show and, to sit with BJ, and we're longtime friends. So, and, this year at King of the Hammer, I got to give him some advice and take him rock crawling, so it was kind of cool too.
All right, well, coming back right after this commercial, we're going to have Art Savedra, the tech director for HDRA and SCORE. He'll join us. We're going to talk a little bit about some different classes and what you run out there in racing. Coming right back.
Dirt Live, promoting racers one interview at a time. You don't get to the top of your game by making dumb decisions. So choose the tire that sets records, wins championships, and controls the competition from start to finish. BF Goodrich Tires. Take control.
Toyota of Escondido is slashing prices on over 150 quality used vehicles, including dozens of late model certified used Camrys, Corollas, and Prius hybrids. Plus, every non-certified used vehicle comes complete with a 12-month, 12,000-mile limited powertrain warranty.
Toyota of Escondido.
In the subtropical land of the celebrated Baja 1000, you will find a wide-open country, deliciously sunny, rugged and untamed. Breathtaking sandy beaches hold together a spectacular mix of desert, mountains and canyons. Here, any yearning for an untapped freedom becomes a remarkable reality as you combine the adrenaline-pumping joy of high-performance off-road driving with the spectacular disclosing discovery of the unspoiled beauty of the mystical Baja Peninsula. Get behind the wheel today. Go to wideopenbaja.com.
I'm Martin Christensen, All German Motorsports. You're watching Dirt Live.
Hey, welcome back to Dirt Live. We're here with Art Savedra. Art, you are the tech director for HDRA and SCORE.
Yes, I am. Thank you, George.
Well, we're going to let the folks know out there, we're going to go a little over the normal 1 hour show because we had the course that we talked about for HDRA race this weekend. We wanted to make sure everybody got a good look at that. And Art, we wanted you on the show extra. We're going to have Roger on coming up shortly, so stick around. Now, Art, we want to talk about, we've had some questions about different classes. So let's kind of enlighten the people out there on these class differentials. You know, people are wanting to know,
Sure
hey,
thing.
1600, you know, what do you run? Go ahead.
All right. Okay, the grassroots classes are Class 1, 1 to 1600, Class 5, 1600, Class 9, and Class 11. All basically the same type of engines, a Volkswagen Type 1 engine, 1600cc, with various modifications to each class. Class 1 to 1600 is probably the most loosely ruled class, is a 1600cc engine with a restrictor plate under the carburetor that restricts the flow of gas and air through the engine. If you have a two-seat, it's a little bit bigger. If it's a one-seat, it's a little smaller. There's also a weight limit on the 1 to 1600, with 1,515 pounds. The wheel track has to be like a stock Volkswagen, front and rear, and you know, like it's a very, very, very competitive class because everyone is in that class, everyone's racing it, and it's restricted. The next class is a 1600, basically the same thing, same type of engine, Type 1 1600cc engine. The restriction there is no restrictor plate under the carburetor. It's 1600 cc's. There is the body, full body on a Baja Bug 516. You have some modern technology involved in this. You have disc brakes on both the 1 to 1600 and the 1600. You have the stock wheel width from center line of the wheel on the 1600. From mounting plate to mounting plate is 85 is 60 is restricted. I'm going to say that. I forgot the number. On a class 9 now, the same type of engine, 1685cc engine, restricted to a 7.5 to 1 compression ratio. There's where you get it. Okay, the transmission is a swing arm transmission, old style transmission, where you have first and second gear is stock. Third and fourth gear is close ratio. There also you have a weight limitation, 1350 for a two-seat, and a 1550 for a single seat. And then you go into your Class 11, which is a standard sedan car, Volkswagen. Restricted at 1600cc, a first, second, third, and fourth gear transmission, either swing arm or IRS. No weight limit. It has to be a stock car configuration. You have to get the rules, read up on them, take out a class 1 to 1600, Class 5 1600, like earlier we heard, TJ started in a 1600. Everyone starts in these four classes, either Class 11, 1600, Class 9, or a 1-2-1600. Very, very, very competitive. It's more, I would say, how would I say, more family orientated in each class because the family is now involved. You have your son involved while dad's driving, or in my case, my son's driving while sometimes I get to ride. But, you know, it's always a father-son issue here. Father-son, or cousins or brothers. Very, very competitive classes. Class 1-2-1600, 5-1600, Class 9, Class 11.
Well, another point we can make out too, Art, if you don't have a 5-1600, 1-2-1600, 11 car, maybe you want to race your own car, they could get in a BC car and come out.
The
wide
BC
open.
car, a wide open car is the ticket, is the hottest ticket on the track right now is the BC car. Wide open has a program that is unbelievable. I mean, I work day and night trying to keep our car going. You pay the fee, come to the race, get in the car, and you go racing. You come back, you get out of the car, you give the car back to the gentleman that owns the car, get in your car, go back home, collect your award, go home. That's the ticket.
That gets you started. You get
that starts the ball rolling. I mean, it's where was it when I started?
Yeah.
You know, I want to do that. I'm going to do that one of these years. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it wide open.
Exactly. So, any other rules that you've had a lot of people talking to you about? The biggest one out there, people asking you about?
The biggest issue, we're still in the air about five open. We still got to get all that in concrete. We're still talking about Class 10. We're still talking about, the 7s. We're still talking about the Spec 8s. I mean, there's so much that we have to get in concrete, talk about it, stabilize, because, everything was almost wide open. There were so many rules and changes made where nothing was really concreted in, and there's so many variations that it was impossible to say yes or no. So we're still working on that. We're still working on Class 10, the Spec 8, which is going to be huge. The rest of the classes that need to be concreted, and we have to talk about that.
Yeah, I had a couple guys call today, Brian from Fusion Off-Road, about Spec Trophy Truck.
The Spec Trophy Trucks. Yeah,
That's
those are the 2.2 cc engines, all sealed engines, and that's going to be dynamite class. That is going to be huge.
Well, Art, we thank you very much for joining us here on Dirt Live.
Anytime,
always.
George. You know where I live.
I know, right here in Vegas,
right here
with
in
everybody
Vegas.
else.
And on the freeway.
Well, thank you very much. We'll be down there Saturday. He'll be taking care of everybody at the race. Hey, we're going to go to a commercial. When we come back, we're going to be joined by Mr. Roger Norman. We're going to answer some questions about the 500 coming up. We'll talk a little bit about HDRA race this weekend in Ridgecrest. We'll be right back.
Dirt Live, promoting racers one interview at a time. For those who pledge allegiance to life, liberty, and the endless pursuit of a damn good time, we have one suggestion. Find your passion in Reno Tahoe, USA. 4 seasons, 1,000 reasons. Visit RenoTahoe.com.
Toyota of Escondido is slashing prices on over 150 quality used vehicles, including dozens of late model certified used Camrys, Corollas, and Prius hybrids. Plus, every non-certified used vehicle comes complete with a 12-month, 12,000-mile limited powertrain warranty.
Toyota of Escondido.
I'm Rick Boyer, car 1021. You're watching Dirt Live.
Hey, welcome back to Dirt Live. We're here with Roger Norman. Roger, what an incredible, two guys that we had on the show were the first two that you and we did our 2.5-hour marathon one-on-one and kind of gave us the idea for Dirt Live.
The Dirt Live show started with these same guys, which is very cool.
And here we are at Baldwin Motorsports.
Yep.
Beautiful.
It was funny, after 2 hours and 45 minutes or so, we decided that we'd start this show. So,
yeah. And look where we're at. We're about the 12th episode.
Yeah.
We've already done one live show at San Felipe. You got some great news coming up. Folks, a lot of people wanting to know, of course, we got the race this weekend. We talked about already, pretty much covered that. Coming up for the 500, I know a lot of you 500 people out there. Roger, the drawing will be on our show April 23rd on Tuesday. We're going to do the drawing for the Baja 500.
Yeah, it's going to be held from the shop in El Cajon, and anybody who's an HDRA or SCORE member is invited to come on down for the party and watch the live draw and enjoy the show.
Now, we'll draw it out, and that'll be for the trophy trucks, which we just talked to BJ, and they love that.